This afternoon, I'm welcoming Emily Carpenter from the UK. She is a singer, actress, performer, and she has a very interesting YouTube channel called EMZ Diary. We should check it out. It's very interesting. Hello, Emily. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Everything is fine. Thank you very much for joining the live. Appreciate giving us your time. Emily, I want to ask you first, how did you got interested in the entertainment industry and becoming a professional performer?
Well, I started acting at a very young age when I was 9 years old. My
Hmm.
mom put me in a musical called The Sound of Music back in Canada, so I'm a dual citizen. And my mom would take me to different theaters, musical theaters growing up. I loved watching my favorite actress on film, on the telly, and everything. And I always kind of dreamt of being another character and playing another human being and, kind of getting out of myself for a while growing up. So that's what sort of got me interested. And I've been singing on the stage since I was 3 years old. My mom told me, she took me to like a Spice Girls kind of reenactment back in Canada. And apparently I sang Stop Right Now when I was 3 years old on the stage. So,
Yes. And I've seen that you have a professional career you have done recently. I
mhm.
can see it on LinkedIn. Tell me right now, what is your plan for your singing career? Do you want to write your own content? Do you want to seek other collaborators, musician, lyrics writers? What is your plan?
Well, I've actually started a song, write my own music when the pandemic first started back in 2020. I have
Yes,
not finished the song yet because of all the pandemic stuff and not being able to go into studios and all that with these variants.
of course.
But I want to finish off this song. I want to make it a hit single eventually. Once things have calmed
Great.
down by the summertime, I want to go back to a studio and work on this song. So I kind of take like the tunes from other people's songs that I really like, and then that I'm inspired by, and then rewrite my own lyrics and change the tune so it's my own sort of music and not somebody else's. So
Yes. Yes, and this will be like your debut single, like we say.
yeah, it's a debut in a sense. Yeah, because I started writing it back in 2020, and it's just been a delay because of this whole pandemic stuff happening. So
Mm. Yes, of course, it influences our daily life and also our creativity. I mean, this
yeah,
pandemic.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, right now, this is your singing career, I believe, and as well, you have a production company, or this is for film or for music or for both.
So I'm in the process right now of writing my own script for TV pilot episode series. It's again delayed because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in the process of, you know, raising funds for all that, and the eventual end goal is to start my own production company in the future once this
Mhm.
TV pilot episode is finally off the ground and started up when things have calmed down with this pandemic, which will hopefully won't be much longer. So
Mhm. Yes, yes, this is great. Television pilot. It is what genre? It is a romantic, a drama, a comedy, an action thriller.
Um,
Can you tell
I
us?
yeah, I won't give away too much, but it's
Uh,
more of like a dark. I won't maybe comedy, but I'm going to say more like a soap opera style because it's quite heavy material, heavy subject material. So
uh, you know that being British or half British, I grew up watching a lot of British television series. American ones are more popular. But I remember in the late 60s and 70s, uh, maybe when I was 7 or 8 years old, started to watch on our national television in Egypt stuff like The Prisoner. Maybe you are familiar with it. It was, one of the classics. And also there was a very interesting television series called Thriller.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it featured many stars of the era. It was sometimes from the United States as well, but it was basically a British series, and it was even before the X Files and stuff and recent stuff we know, and. Of course, the X Files was inspired by television series like that, but it was very interesting. I'm telling you this because I've seen that on your, I can call it like a travel or a video log, YouTube channel. Can we call it
Yep.
like that?
Sure.
Yes,
Yep.
I see you visited the house where the Conjuring took place.
Yes, I did. I did finally got around to doing that last November. That's right. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Tell me, this is where the second Conjuring or already took place, the original case, right?
That's right.
And
Correct. Yes.
I remember it was covered by British television at the time. They interviewed, I think,
Mhm.
the young lady, I think, who said she was possessed, if I might remember correctly. This is right?
Yep. That's right. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, tell me about your visit. Did you feel something going
Uh,
into this house?
Um, well, honestly, obviously, I'm not allowed to enter the private property because it's still under council housing, so I'm not going to break in and enter because I'm not a
Really?
stalker. I'm not a
Uh-huh.
stalker, right?
Of course. But the
But
family still lives there? There is a family still living there?
there's some family. I have no idea who. Obviously, I'm not
Really?
going to. I don't know who lives there. I'm not going to invade on their privacy. I have no idea who anyway, right?
Uh-huh.
But I walked outside of it and I thought it was quite interesting from the outside. They obviously want to, there's good and evil in this world, and I guess to protect
Of course.
themselves from evil forces, I don't know if you saw in the video, I think it put Jesus lives here or something on the windowsill. I can't remember what they wrote now off the top of my head, but you saw it in red writing, capital letters. Because, in the film, there's very obviously there's forces of good and evil, and
Of course.
in order to defeat, the satanic evil forces that are inside that house, they had to the lady in the film had to cast away the evil demons that were inside of that house because they were playing with a Ouija board, right?
Mhm.
But I didn't notice anything from the outside.
Mhm.
Obviously, I mean, I
Yes,
can't say.
yeah, yeah. But it's very strange. You mentioned there is some kind of people living inside, despite the history of the house. Because all of the time when I watch horror films with a family living inside the house and it's haunted, I don't know. All the time I'm asking myself why they don't grab their stuff and get out of there.
I know they're very brave people. To me, like I grew up, with a religious background myself. I grew up with that and
Very
all
good.
that, and I have my own faith and my own belief in God and spirituality. But
Great.
I think what if I was living inside of that house, I would just say my prayers every night and
Oh
just
my,
pray for
yes,
protection. I wouldn't live in fear. I try not to live in fear because I believe that
yes,
good outweighs evil in the end, and good always wins if you don't live in
yes,
fear. If that makes sense.
yes,
So.
yes, yes. Because usually when you are inside the house and usually and sometimes you hear something outside or downstairs, you got, of course, everybody get afraid and comes down to check in and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think you must have a very interesting belief, to keep it going every day.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the fact that they wrote whatever they wrote on the window there, I'm drawing a
Yes,
blank on what they wrote, Jesus, whatever they wrote on the windowsill. I think that's for protection because if you don't put something on protection to scare off these evil entities from entering in, they might just enter in and think, oh, I can enter this house. There's nothing stopping me. So they put that on the windowsill, I think, to maybe protect themselves from these evil entities entering, if that makes sense.
Yes, but Emily, I want to ask you, since you are Canadian, do you speak some French or you're from the English side?
Well, I did speak a lot of French, a little bit of French when I was younger. My grandfather was fluent in 5 languages. I
Okay.
want to relearn French because my mom is from England. She lived in Quebec growing up, and my dad's born in Montreal. So they know French. My mom knew French very well. She's kind of forgotten it as well. But my
Uh,
uncle's fluent in French, and he lives not too far out from Montreal. So,
yes,
je
yes.
m'appelle
Uh,
Emily, tu parles français?
oui, oui, très bien. J'étais dans des écoles françaises. Mais I want to ask you, uh, this as an artist could maybe be interesting for you to write songs in another language other than English.
That's possible. I listened to some Latina singers songs that are written in Spanish. I mean, Spanish is another language that I like to learn alongside French. I think French
Yes,
writing lyrics in French would be quite interesting. Actually, it would make it a lot more interesting for the French audience. By all
yes.
means, I just have to learn the language and at least speak it semi-fluently, obviously, before I do that kind of thing.
It is a romantic language as well.
Right, well, Paris, there's Paris, right, with the Eiffel Tower,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes, yes. Emily, I want to thank you very much for this interview. Even though you had problem with your computer, thank you for joining through your cell phone. Appreciate it, and I look forward for the premiere of your single and its music video, hopefully in the next couple of months. And I wish you all the best and more positive energy, more creativity. And if you visited a haunted house here and there, don't forget to send me the link.
Oh, of course, of course. So, just one more thing I'll add. I have a website anybody can check out if you want more
Yes.
information on working with me. It's Emily
What is
C.
the link?
Yeah, so it's emilyccarpenter.com.
Great. This is
Yeah,
your current website. Great, Emily.
correct.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Have a lovely weekend, lovely
Thank you.
afternoon.
You as
Take care.
well. Pleasure.
Bye.
Bye bye.